What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 21 Diamond Dynasty video. You've got one sleepy Gomer talking to you right now. If you have some sleep tips that aren't melatonin, I'm quite aware of melatonin. If you have other ones, feel free to let me know in the comments section, because this shit sucks. We're talking about speedrunning Team Affinities today, baby. I have 2 of them to 60 at this point, and this is essentially going to be how to get Team Affinities Season 2 done fast, and everything that you need to know about it. We're going to talk about literally everything, except for who the best ones are. If you want to see that, you're going to have to go a couple more clicks to yesterday's video. Pad on some watch time for old Gomer. Leave a like down below, as always, if you guys do enjoy these, and subscribe to the channel. You guys killed it yesterday. I would love to see you kill it again. Jesus, it's hardly alive at this point, but keep hitting that subscribe button, would definitely appreciate it. So, getting into this one now. Season 2 Team Affinity. Is it different than Season 1? A little bit, which is why I'm making this video. So, we have the NL East and the AL East, both to 40% or 60 of the 150, which is how many points you need to actually get the first diamond. Yes, well, you get 3 of these ones, which, this Gary Sanchez, I mean, good God. Shit is wild. And you're left with kind of a daunting list of different tasks to do. I'm terrible with my S's. I had to go to a speech class for my S's in particular. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do. In Season 1, of course, I would just say, well, buckle up, buckaroo, because we're just going Showdown. We're going in Raw. Showdown's still great for that, but I do quickly want to talk about Conquest, because I think this is something that you guys are going to want to do. I have not done it quite yet, just because I've not quite yet had the time. I was running 3s at the courts, and I did fairly well. Can't walk that well right now, but oh well. It's enough wells. Getting into Conquest. So, the important thing to remember about this, these give you 30 points, but they really give you 60. Because if you do the East Conquest map, that's going to give you, for the AL East and the NL East, 30 points, as I said, is halfway to your first pick of the 5 I'm just going to call them diamonds. I just realized I'm not talking about these. I'm talking about this one. Fuck. You know what I mean. So those 30 points are going to be very helpful, of course. But it's not just the 30 points, because you also have these missions that you have, such as plate appearances. Now, trust me, I'm not lying to you. You get 10 points for accumulating 100 plate appearances with players from the American League East, or whatever respective division you're looking to earn Team Affinity points on. So, that is going to be available. That is the only offline one that you're going to get, but you're also going to earn... Nice way to elevate that voice. The pitch got super high there. No, I was not a tenor. I was a bass. Promise you that. You're also going to build stats for innings on the stage or Season 1 Team Affinity if you haven't completed that. So, Conquest. You also... Jesus, so many different avenues. You also earn hidden packs. Such as this, looking at the Wonder Boy of Conquest maps. The hero of hexagons, J-Pro. Give him a follow. He always gets these out really quick, and this is actually a pretty good map. As you guys can see, there is a ball and as a habit pack. There's a headliner. There's another ball in pack and a couple other standards. So these could be used for exchanges, the stubs, or just stubs in general, which is never a bad thing inherently. So that's just another positive. Conquest is not fun. I'm going to be the first, well, probably the 200th person. Jesus Christ, sound like Mike Tyson right there. It's not fun. That's just calling a kettle black. But I think it is worth it. It's something that I'm going to be doing. And especially if you're a person who, when you play Showdown, if you are not confident, if you're kind of a 50-50 Showdown player where only about half the time that you enter you win, or if you have to play all the moments and it's still kind of unsure if you're going to win, you got to play the Conquest, seriously. It's going to help you. parallel stats too. Like I said, there's just so many different reasons to do the Conquest. Hit a packs, tallying the innings and plate appearances, the 30 points per, so really 60 points that you're going to be getting. It's great. Definitely do the Conquest. Showdown, that's also a big one, of course, and we'll talk about that right here because there's some unique things that you're going to want to know. So, different than last year, of course, similar to Season 1 Team Affinity would be the better comparison there, is it's all one lump sum. It's all grouped into one. It's not by league or by division like it was last year. So you're really always going to find power guys. Now, this is nothing brand new I'm going to be telling you, so you don't have to listen too closely, I suppose. But power guys are essentially what you're going to be looking for. In pitchers, you want somebody with a high hit and K and a high velocity, such as Garrett Crotchet, the Crotch Rocket Crochet Master, which is a cheat code to get strikeouts, which I'll show you. But that's essentially what you're aiming for. Defense doesn't really matter. They don't essentially hit the ball all that often, so you can feel free to kind of have a hodgepodge mix-match lineup of guys that don't necessarily play that spot except for catcher and first base, because they just won't catch the ball at that point. Another tip, you're going to want to look for inside edge because it's glitched right now. It's not actually working. You know, you'll see somebody like Matt Carpenter be like, woo-wee, +2, what's he got, 90 power today? Oh shit, he's actually down. I see. So you're going to want to double check that, but just continue going out through your lineup, again, checking inside edge. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. It's just kind of how it is. Always the quirks that I recommend, like inner peace, rally time. This is cool, but this is losing in 2 outs. Most of the moments that's not going to apply, and it's also not going to apply in the final showdown, so you don't want to pick that, but there's nothing else to choose from, so that's really what I'm left with. Perfect example. Can these guys play these positions? No. Does that mean that should stop you? No. That's kind of the point. Yeah, Choi is 7 speed. Good luck getting to about anything. He has 21 fielding. It really doesn't matter. They're probably not going to hit the ball out there in most of the moments that I played. And always make sure and check what the moments are. Obviously, it doesn't really matter at this point. You're probably not jumping in raw 12-0. But always look at the mission description. There's been times where just a random stolen base, one gets thrown into the mix, and that's kind of something we'll talk about where Showdown is tougher. I think I've played 8 to this point. I've lost 1. It was pretty close, but I did lose. But that's what I mean. I still feel pretty comfortable. But if you don't feel comfortable, if you're losing like half the ones you play, you're definitely going to want to do Conquest. Obviously, that only gets you to 30 points, and then you should go back at a Showdown, but I think about everybody should do the Conquest. I'm just going to quit out a list to, you know, progress a little bit, but yeah, I got a stolen base one, and, you know, reusing jokes right here, like, I don't know, Madden reuses every single asset of their game year in and year out. Good comparison there, Gomer. It caught me by surprise, like Chris Hansen, seeing a stolen base moment where I have nobody with over 50 speed on my bench to pinch run, because I think Nelson Cruz got on. I think it was against the A's. And thank God JB Wendelken just spiked it into the ground, so we were able to sneak into second base. You know, I owe him a steak dinner for that one. And unless he likes like a well-done steak, I can buy that shit himself. I'll supply the steaks. You want to eat if you want to eat a rubber tire, go ahead. You want to eat a Goodyear with A1 steak sauce on it, I'm not paying for that shit. I have too much respect for my money. There we go. That's precisely what you want to do. Remember, this is on quite low difficulties. You're really going to have to wait back of the breaking balls, but you don't want to be late. I've played too much of this game this year to realize if you're a fraction, a sliver late on about anything, it's going to be caught. That's just how it is. You can be perfect with your PCI. You can just be a literal hair off late. It's going to be a weak flyout. So being early is better. Be very vigilant for that fastball. See him early? I get good results that way. That's exactly what you want to do. Wait for your pitch. I know for some people that's tough. It can be for me as well. But it helps build discipline, which is a skill that's going to be quite needed in the majority of online play. That's exactly what I mean with pitching. This is actually all you have to do. Shit's kind of stupid. Very much would help if you use pinpoint for this, so you're going to throw strikes most of the time, assuming that you have a good release. But they don't hit the ball. They, in fair play, is what I'm saying. Kenley Jansen is far from the best player for this. Like I said, Garrett Crochet works perfect because a four-seamer at 102 is just unhittable, untouchable for them, it seems. But this goes for a Conquest when you're playing that as well. Wow. Talk about an unexpected result. I will say that is a very large oddity. I've played like 8, and I think I've given up 1 hit, or now 2. So, yeah, very rarely that'll happen. Again, like I said, Kenley's not the best option, but, I mean, it's essentially pretty free. Not exactly hard. Sometimes you want to switch from being up and in to up and away. Maybe throw a breaking ball, but essentially it's just that. Throw 4 seams up and in, and you're going to be quite good. You're not going to be having too hard of a time there. So I do want to talk about exchanges really quick as well, because that's always kind of a buzz thing. And now that they relinquish the opportunity, conveniently coinciding with the Stubs sale, I find that you can get up to 60 points, or the diamond, the first one, with just exchanges. You're able to get 60 points. Now, I did one of them because I wanted to see how it works, and I have a pretty good formula for what I think is something to do. So we're going to look at the AL Central, for example, right here. And now, keep this in mind. Do I necessarily recommend these? No, especially not right now, because Giolito is going for like 2.2. How much was he yesterday? 1.1 quick sell value. So these cards are definitely up in price. If you want to just clear your binder, that's not a bad idea. Yes, shit goes for more Stubs right now. Technically, you would be better off selling it and then buying what I recommend, which would be 74s. But not everybody has that much time. So 74s, talking about this 15-point exchange where you need 75,000 exchange points. If you get about 4874 overalls, which I know it sounds like a lot, but they sell to you quite quick. They go for about 80-ish Stubs on the market. I did the math, so you don't have to. It's about 3,800 Stubs that you're going to have to put into this 15-point exchange. Just kind of, for example, I use this one because 15 points is what a Showdown run is. You get 5 vouchers at 3 points a piece, so that's just something to keep in mind. Again, I'm sure it's going to drop down to like 2.2 within a week or so, but for right now it's about under 4,000 that you can plan on, regardless of the division that you're talking about, because I looked at the NL East, the AL East, they're both like 80 Stubs, and so is the Central right there. So that's kind of everything that you guys need to know for Stage Season 2 Team Affinity, Living in the Past. I guess we'll crack these babies open so you guys can see who the gameplay is going to be with today. We're going to have Jordan Groshans. That's how you pronounce it. I'm quite sure of it. And Cliff Lee. These two, like I said, are really damn good. So I'm going to try those out tonight. And yeah, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section. And thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Later, you guys. Comes out. Yeet.